Hey everybody, it's Carolyn, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and remind yourselves of how to do these exercises that we covered in class with perfect, proper form. So the first video that we're going to do right now, I'm going to go over the body weight exercises that we covered in the first week of class. So we're going to go through a progression of squats, of lunges, we're going to talk about plank and push-ups, we're going to do Supermans, and we're going to do bird dogs. So those 5 exercises we're going to cover in this video, and then in the next video we'll work with stability balls and dumbbells. So we're going to just break it up so that you can decide which exercises that you really want to watch and practice at home. So to get started with, we're going to work on our squat progression from here. So to start out with our squatting progressions, what we're going to focus on is just the basics. And the basics are, remember, keeping your weight in your heels. So all the time, whenever you're squatting, your knees are going to track straight over your toes and your hips are going to move back so that the weight stays in your heels, okay? So this is just a regular body weight squat. Your hands can be on your hips, your hands can be out, your hands don't matter so much. If you're having a hard time going down into a squat very low, it's good to start with a ball against a wall so that you can practice with your feet out a little bit further and your spine nice and straight and tall. So I put the ball in my lumbar curve, right lower back. My feet are out a little bit further than I think they would be. And then as I track down, my knees are still behind my toes, my legs come to 90 degrees, and the ball helps me keep my spine nice and straight. So here I can do body weight squats with a ball against a wall. So super basic. This is your level 1. Level 2 would be taking it to one leg at a time. So when you feel like you're ready to advance this exercise, you're going to balance on one leg, the other leg goes out, and you're going to go straight down on the one leg and then come back up. So now you're having to balance and use coordination. You're going to switch legs. Again, one leg goes out, coming straight down and pressing through the heel. So that's your level 2. Level 3, of course, with anything is going to be adding plyometrics to it. So adding a jump, adding a hop, something like that. So level 3 is going to be a jump squat. So I'm going to squat nice and low and jump. So that's going to be level 3 for squats. Okay, so exercise number 2, we're going to talk about lunges. So the same general rule applies for lunges in that when you are moving and bending your legs, the weight's going to be in the heel of the front foot. You're going to keep driving through the heel, okay? And your knees are going to stay behind your toes. So for a forward lunge, you can see me here. I'm all straight, nice and straight and forward. When I take a step forward, my knee stays behind my toes. It's right over my heel. I'm on my toes in the back, heel in the front, drive off that front leg. So this is just my basic forward lunge. And I can alternate legs or I can stay on the same side. I can hold dumbbells if this is easy. Okay? So from the side, here's what that looks like. Forward lunge, I'm on the toes in the back, the heel in the front, and my chest stays nice and high. So there's my forward lunge. Obviously, reverse, just the opposite. I'm going to start standing and take a step back. So once I've stepped back, the weight's still in my front heel and then back there in my toes. So reverse lunge, just the opposite. So again, side view, big step back. Woo, there's my reverse lunge. Okay, so if I take that to the next level, my level 2 is going to be walking lunges. So I'll start back here a little bit. Walking lunges, I'm just simply moving through space, doing my forward lunge. Okay? No big deal. Forward lunges. Okay. So another progression for this that we've done is a lateral lunge. Lateral just simply means side to side. So when I'm doing a lateral lunge, I start centered. When I move to the side, everything comes over with me. My whole body weight comes over, I sink my hips back, toes are facing out, weight to the heel, and press off. So here's a lateral lunge. Okay? This leg stays straight. Lateral lunge. So the next progression, obviously, is to add the plyometrics in, and so if you want to take it to the next level, it would be technically level 3. You're going to do jumping lunges. So to start with a jumping lunge, just right here, jump down into it, jump, jump. Again from the side, you're jumping lunges, like this. And that's your lunge progression. Okay, so our next progression of exercises we're going to talk about is plank and push-ups. So plank is very simply just the top of a push-up. So I'm going to orient my hands right underneath my shoulders. So when I'm in plank, I want to make sure that all my joints are stacked. So my wrists, my elbows, and my shoulders are all in one straight line. My butt is not up in the air, nor is it sagging down. Right here, nice straight line. So here's my plank. If this is really intense right now, you can just drop your knees. But the problem is that when you drop your knees, I don't want the butt to go up in the air. This is not plank. This is plank. So plank on your knees, plank on your toes. So now here we go with the push-ups, right? So you can either do your push-ups on your toes or on your knees. And there's no right or wrong way to put your hands. In fact, what I want you to try to do is do some of them with really wide hands, some of them with neutral, and some of them with a close grip. So when I go wide, my hands are wider than a yoga mat, and I come down, and my elbows flare out to the side. That's totally good. Neutral, I'm right underneath my shoulders. My elbows are going to track more towards my ribs. When I do a close grip push-up, I like to call these heart-to-heart push-ups. Make a little heart shape with my hands, and I'm going to take it right to my heart. So it's going to come to my chest, not to my forehead. So I see that heart wave that I made with my fingers. I take my heart right down to it, and then I press up and through. So plank on your knees, push-ups, knees or toes, and then the progression from there is something called alligator push-ups. So with alligator push-ups, I'm actually traveling with my push-up. I'm taking a step with my hands for each one. So when it says alligator push-ups on your sheet, it means this. Right hand steps forward, there's my push-up. Left hand, push-up. Right hand, push-up. And just going like that, traveling straight across the room. So there's your plank and your push-up variations. Okay, so we've covered legs, we've covered chest, and now we're going to do a couple exercises that you can do with your own body weight to work on your back. So the first one is called, we call them Supermans. So you're going to end up on your tummy, on the mat. So you're in a prone position. I want your neck to be neutral spine, so you're just going to keep looking at the ground. Arms extend out overhead. And what happens with a Superman is I'm going to raise my arms and my legs at the same time. So everything comes up, I pause, and then lower down everything nice and slow. So I'm working all of my back muscles here, from the back of my shoulders all the way down, glutes, hamstrings, the whole shebang. So there's my Supermans. Okay, so the last exercise for the back side is what I call bird dogs. So you're going to start on hands and knees for these. And again, stacking joints, so wrists, elbows are underneath the shoulders. My knees are right underneath my hips. In yoga, you would call this a spinal balance move. So I'm going to extend my left arm and my right leg. And pause. And then I'm going to come down, extend my right arm and my left leg. And down. And when I'm doing this, I'm concentrating on that diagonal line from my left shoulder to my right hip. And now my right shoulder to my left hip. Those are all your good posture muscles. So those are bird dogs.